Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In blackest day, in brightest night, beware your fears made into light. Let those who try to stop what's right burn like his power, Sinestro's might. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Sinestro Corps podcast. I am Phil, joining me as always, Master of Fear himself. It is.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
That's right. If you couldn't tell, because we were so subtle, yes, this week we're covering part 2 of the Sinestro Corps War. From Green Lantern 22 and 23, Green Lantern Corps 15, and Tales of the Sinestro Corps, Cyborg Superman.
Nice. And Phil went all out. We've got a new background with some luminaries from the Sinestro Corps War, and our displays are yellow, so we're all in.
That's right.
Fear.
You can tell I'm a huge Kyle Rayner fan because he's still on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. As Parallax. Arkillo, Sinestro. I can't see behind on the side.
The Cyborg's like behind you, and then Anti-Monitor's behind me, so.
Gotcha. And then we've got Superboy Prime, Lissa Drac, and I can never remember her name.
The blue one. Yeah, I forget her name also. But I tried to put them there because that's usually where Jessica and Joe are on the sides there, so.
Gotcha. Very cool. Yeah, Sinestro Corps War is here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're smack dab in the middle of it.
That's right. That's right. Meanwhile, I'm trying to think if we have any new Green Lantern news. I don't believe so, except just we're waiting for Green Lantern. Well, what is it? Night Terrors. Oh, is that this? Oh, yeah. Is this week? Night Terrors comes out. Green Lantern. Hold on, pull my list up. No. Oh, wait, that came out. Oh, yeah.
That came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
Number 3 should be coming out soon.
We're waiting for Green Lantern 3. Yeah, and then eventually we'll be getting that. We'll be getting Alan Scott's miniseries, and then we'll be getting Green Lantern War Journal with John Stewart.
That's exactly right. Yep. Plus, we'll be getting a Golden Age Green Lantern series coming out pretty soon, as well as a shout out to friend of the show.
Oh, I was gonna say which friend of the show, but Jeremy Adams.
Yep.
This is Jeremy Adams, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
As he does a Golden Age Flash.
Yes.
So, excellent.
Yes. So, yes, we're waiting on all of those. No news on the show yet.
Nope. Trying to think if there's anything else.
I did see Blue Beetle. There's no Green Lantern mentions or anything in that, so.
Oh, how was it?
It was good. I mean, the story could have used a little more, but the cast was really good. They even mentioned Ted Cord, and they even mentioned Dan Garrett. Yeah,
nice. Golden Age Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
excellent.
Yep. I'm trying to think. Oh, of course, we got the. It was in the trailers, but George Lopez called Batman a fascist.
Batman, my favorite character.
Because they were like,
nice.
they were like kind of describing Blue Beetle as like, oh, it's like he has all these gadgets. It's kind of like Batman if he had like ADHD. And George Lopez out of the corner, Batman's a fascist, man.
Batman, my favorite character.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, September 12th, Green Lantern number 3 comes out.
Okay, so let's see, next Friday, so a week. That's 2.5 weeks, I guess.
Something.
3 weeks.
It's late. You expect me to do math?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, did you see this cover yet, man? Sinestro is wearing like a leather jacket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, All heroes have to go through a leather jacket phase. I mean, X-Men,
Oh,
Avengers.
they're calling Sinestro a hero, are we? Okay.
Maybe character. Well, we are Sinestro Corps War in here, you know.
That's true. Yeah. So, yeah, I can't wait for all those books.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We got good Green Lantern and Golden Age content coming up, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would, and I know we want it now, and Night Terrors was as good as the first issue was, and I'm sure as good as the second issue is. We want some answers about what happened.
Exactly.
Why did Hal quit? Where's Guy? Where's John? Which John? Whichever. Where's Kyle?
Well, I'm assuming Philip Kennedy Johnson's going to answer the whole thing with John and stuff. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we've got Joe, and we've got.
Is Jessica a Yellow Lantern still?
Is Jessica still a Yellow Lantern? We've got Simon. We want to know what's going on. What happened? Is it still a weird rainbow lantern on Oa at this point, or because some Green Lanterns are now violet and some are blue? So it's what's going on.
Yeah,
that's what we want to know.
I'm trying to think if we've seen any of the other lanterns lately in any place else. Because I was going to say, did the United Planets just shut everybody down or what?
Don't know.
Yeah,
we do know that during that run we did see Jessica as a yellow.
Yes,
so we know that she was a Yellow Lantern, but then she showed up as one of the lanterns in Dark Crisis that was green. So what's going on? I don't know. But we do know that Jeremy Adams cares about continuity, and he will let us know what's going on eventually.
He told us himself.
He did. He did indeed.
So yeah, none of our shows are back yet.
Something started tonight. What was there was a new show came back with new episodes tonight, and I cannot remember what it was. I was telling my wife, I was like, "Hey, one of the shows that we watch is coming back tonight, premiering." But I can't remember what it is. So there you go.
On the Max app and Adult Swim. You probably haven't watched the My Adventures with Superman, the animated series. It's kind of cute. It's pretty good.
Okay. Cool. We've been catching up on Harley Quinn. Which is kind of the opposite of that, right?
Yeah. Are you caught up?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We've only watched like the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
I would have. I still every time they make all the Nightwing jokes, I'm like, Phil's got to be loving this.
So many ass jokes in this season.
There are so many.
All right, what are these Guy Gardner issues? Should we get to this?
Let's get to it.
All right, people are.
What are you
for this?
What are you afraid of? There we go. What are you afraid of?
All right, I have synopses for 3 of these. The Cyborg Superman issue, I do not, but we can walk through that.
Yeah, it was. In my mind, it was the weakest of the bunch.
Well, it's basically a retelling of his origin from the Adventures of Superman issue. Yeah.
Yeah, but the art also wasn't. It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't up to the level that
wasn't the par of the other 3. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So, but this, because it's so weird. Those Tales of the Sinestro Corps aren't like an official part of something. So it's like we did like what? Like we did like what? 4
Parallax.
issues? Yeah. We did like 4 issues, but meanwhile, Green Lantern 22 is only like part 3 or part 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Part 4. Yeah. All right. So, Green Lantern number 22, October 2007, the Sinestro Corps War, part 3 or 4, whatever it's saying. Running Scared. Writer Jeff Johns, penciler Ivan Reyes, inker Auclair Albert, colorist Moose Ballman, letterer Rob Lee, and editors Adam Shagelman and Eddie Berganza. On Oa, the Guardians of the Universe observed the state of the war with the Sinestro Corps. Kilowog has led a force to defend Mogo, while the rest of the Green Lantern Corps were called to Oa. Sornik Natu refuses to acknowledge the order, however, still dealing with the crowds hailing her as a hero. On Quard, Parallax, inside Kal Rayner, battles Hal Jordan, mocking him over what Martin Jordan's final words were. He also mentions that Jon Stewart and Kal Rayner are being he's saying... Oh, wait. No, that can't be Kal Rayner. Probably should say... also mentions that Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner are being tortured as they fight.
Mm-hmm.
Hal is then forced to stare Amon Sur... well, this thing is not written well. Amon Sur and an army of Sinestro Corps soldiers. Amon mocks him, saying that the Green Lanterns have abandoned him. At that moment, however, Kihon and the Lost Lanterns arrive, with Kihon saying that the Green Lanterns do not abandon their own. So, really makes the point there where it's like, oh yeah, these guys hate Jordan, but they're like, yeah, we're not going to leave him to you guys.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Okay, here's Will's favorite part. On the moon, Superboy Prime observes Earth. In Sector 3601, the Cyborg Superman oversees the Manhunter's work on the new War World. Opening communication with the Anti-Monitor, Cyborg Superman gives a status report, then asks for a reward when they conquer Earth. For all the destructions that he has suffered, Hank Henshaw has been unable to die. The Anti-Monitor promises to succeed where Superman and the Green Lantern have failed for so long and kill Henshaw! It's nice to have a hobby.
That's right. Everybody's got to have a goal.
Exactly. On Quard, the Lost Lanterns join Hal in fighting the Sinestro Corps. Though saving Hal is an unintended consequence, Boudica immediately accuses Hal of working with the Sinestro Corps, but Graf Torin dismisses the idea. Hanu explains that they're here to find Ion, only for the Lanterns to discover two surprising facts. Not only is Ion a separate being from Kal Rayner, but Parallax has taken Kal Rayner. Parallax, for his part, is quite eager for a rematch with the Lost Lanterns and begins playing on their fears. Hanu fears using his Green Lantern ring, Boudica fears Parallax, and Jack Chance fears his family. His words begin to have an effect on Chance, making him afraid, and Parallax kills Chance, crushing his ring as it leaves to find a replacement. Enraged, Boudica moves to kill Parallax, only for her ring to lock out once she tries to use lethal force. Hanu punches his way through the ground, making an escape route for the Green Lanterns. In the catacombs, Graf Torin discovers that the walls are lined with an ancient text that reads, "Fear infects," over and over. Lara uses her ring to locate Ion, while Hal uses his to locate John and Guy. They are being held in opposite directions, but Kihon orders them to go rescue Ion. Hal reminds Kihon of his words in not abandoning their own. Tomar, too, agrees to go with Hal out of respect for his father's friendship with Hal, as does Graf. The rest of the Lost Lanterns go to find Ion. Heading down the corridors of the Temple of Sinestro, Hal, Tomar, and Graf make their way to John and Guy's holding place, where they discover their jailer, the blue one, Lycia Drac, the keeper of the Book of Parallax. So, that's her name.
This is a really good issue, I thought. Because we're ultimately, this is where we kind of catch up to where last episode we went through Tales of the Sinestro Corps Parallax, and we see Kyle as Parallax kill Jack T. Chance. This happens in this issue here. It's really interesting that, well, I don't know that it's interesting. I think it's very calculated that the Lost Lanterns are the ones that they sent after Hal and John and Guy and Kyle, which I think is really cool because it lets us play against, their expectations of who and what Hal is, and then seeing Kyle as Parallax, who kills Jack T. Chance, is really good. And we also, that happens in the next issue. We'll talk about that in the next issue.
But no, it's interesting too because it is the Lost Lanterns of Parallax. Like, oh wait, hell yeah! Remember when I kicked your asses in Emerald Twilight? Yeah, here it is. Let's do this again. So really playing up that fear.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and it's this is a really good issue. I feel like the strongest issues of this are always the Green Lantern or the Green Lantern Corps issues.
Oh,
the Tales of the Tales of Sinestro Corps War are interesting and good, but they're more adding flavor, and they kind of happen.
They're more like info.
During.
They're more like info dumps. Like if you aren't familiar with the characters, I mean the cow one was kind of like an original thing, but like Cyborg Superman was basically just here's where Cyborg Superman came from.
Yeah, but then again, the Sinestro Corps War Special #1 was extraordinarily well done.
Well, yeah,
so it was up there on par with.
Because that was basically like slap the Green Lantern series and the Green Lantern Corps series together, and that's basically what it was.
Book,
yeah. And I love Superboy Prime just sitting there, stupid Earth.
Let's see, did we get any Guardian stuff in this issue?
Oh yeah. Hold on. Because remember they're in the beginning because they're basically taking they're basically summing up, and it's
Oh yeah. Because they're not going after the center of the universe, Oa.
Yeah.
They're going after the center of the multiverse.
Earth. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Isn't it? I don't know. Supposedly the Guardians have no emotions, but it says they're afraid of emotions. Isn't fear an emotion?
I think so. I think that they are, which is why they make, they have an interesting relationship with fear, because they make it such that their pawns, their core, their whatever you want to call the Green Lantern Corps, have to be able to overcome something that they probably haven't. That's a nice irony, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We also, did we get was that last episode where Ganthet and Saeed are ejected from the Guardians?
No, I believe it's it's one of these upcoming ones. Yeah, I think it might be the next day. It might be Green Lantern 23. But they get ejected here, coming up here soon. But that Hal Jordan, and sir, isn't it ironic, Jordan? He's like, what? That I'm about to break your nose with your father's ring?
Yeah. Yep. And I had forgotten about just how twisted and evil and mean Amin Sur was, because he was the leader of the Dark Circle, right?
Yeah.
Which was in the final couple of years of Kyle's book of Green Lantern. So, yeah, I didn't realize that when I had read this for the first time, but now having read all that, I'm like, break his nose twice if you can.
Exactly. And it's like, he had a mad on for Cal, but then it's like, oh no, it's, once Hal comes back, he's like, oh, successor of Abin Sur is back. No.
Yep. The guy that my father chose over me. Except he couldn't have chosen me because he didn't know about me. But that doesn't matter, dang it.
I know. But yeah, I mean, really good. I mean, the art's good in this.
Mm-hmm.
Just this.
Oh, I have a question. So, post Rebirth, the Green Lantern Corps has 2 Green Lanterns per sector, so a total of 7,200.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Sinestro Corps do the same thing?
I can't remember. Did they? I mean, are we even done recruiting? 'Cause, I mean, remember, was it last week or even like the build up to it? I mean, all those rings were flying out.
Rings are going out.
Yeah. Did we ever get a final tally of how many rings are out there? I don't think they've ever given us a final tally.
I don't know, and I'm not sure about when we come up on the other corps whether they went with a two person, 2 entity, 2 life form per sector, recruitment, or just 1.
Guess we'll find out when we get closer.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Does this seem like the Sinestro Corps is a more exclusive club?
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Sinestro's like the snooty country club. He's not just letting anybody in.
That's right. Not like the Green Lantern Corps where, just anybody can become a member, right?
Well, you have to overcome fear, but yeah. But they found 7,200 beings that could do that.
That's exactly right.
And there's always more.
Because the bloodbath continued in this issue, which, I get they're up in the stakes, but, they're killing
Yeah, but I combine a little bit because like a lot of these are new recruits though too.
Yeah, that's true. But in the next issue we're going to lose another one of the Lost Lanterns, right? So.
All right. Should we get to the next part?
Let's do it.
All right. Now we jump to Green Lantern Corps number 15 from October 2007. The Battle of Mogo. Writer Dave Gibbons, pencilers Patrick Gleason and Angel Unzuta, inker Prentice Rollins and Drew Grassi, colors Guy Major, letterer Phil Balsman, and editors Adam Schlavman and Eddie Berganza. In subliminal transit, Kilowog and Brick lead their force to defend Mogo, but the Sinestro Corps is already there. Above Mogo, Arkillo leads the first wave of the Sinestro Corps. Stell and Green Man calculate the numbers and their chances. Stell gives them 16,000 to 1 odds, better than Green Man thought. As the first wave of Sinestros attack, Buzzed runs them down with a train construct. Soon afterward, Kilowog's squad arrives. Sodom Yat asks Aricia what will happen if Mogo is killed, and Aricia explains why Mogo is the soul of the Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lantern Rings, seeking out new Green Lanterns, are guided by Mogo, and if he is killed, recruiting stops. The Green Lanterns then plunge into the fray. Kilowog wonders what they are facing, and Chathis speculates that it's Ranks, the sentient city, modified after he encountered Chothos and Guy Gardner months earlier. Kilowog orders Chothos to stick with him and provide intel, and for the rest of the Green Lanterns to regroup planetside. In Ranks' brain center, and Kaphos is coordinating the assault and updating Ranks on the battle status. Ranks doesn't care about the battle. All he wants is revenge on Guy Gardner.
Yep.
Better get in line, kid. He will help the Sinestro Corps destroy Mogo, but only if he has promised revenge on Guy Gardner after Mogo is destroyed. And Kaphos promises and instructs Ranks to prepare his weapons. Revilian announces that the children of the White Lobe are ready to deploy. Planetside, Chothos figures out what makes Ranks such a valuable asset. His gravity disruptors will be able to dig through Mogo's crust and into his core, where his ring is, allowing the Sinestro Corps to destroy him. Buzz points out that the ring is made of Owen metal, which can't be destroyed by the gravity disruptors. Chothos speculates that the Sinestros have another weapon for Mogo's core. On Korrigar, Sornik Natu oversees the last of her patients wounded by Sinestro's recent assault. However, she can no longer remain on Korrigar and instructs a police officer to send the rest of the to the central hospital and to have the hospital treat them or answer to her when she returns. If she does not return, then she's dead, and all of Korrigar will answer to Sinestro.
That's a pretty good threat. That makes them all quiver in their boots.
If they don't, they're going to answer to me, and you better hope I come back. So if it's not me, it's going to be Space Hitler.
Exactly.
On Oa, Salak requests a universe-wide status report. He then receives an update on the Battle of Mogo from Kilowog. Ranks is there, and the Sinestro Corps have new allies in the Children of the White Lobe. Kilowog wants Sornik Natu there for intel, but Salak is more concerned about Ranks and the White Lobe. Remembering the Blackest Night prophecy, Salak requests an update from Aricia on Sodom Yat. She said he's alive, but he then manages to shoot a scorpion Sinestro off Aricia's shoulder. Kilowog orders Brick to take a squad to deal with the children, but soon has other problems. Arkillo has found him. The two begin a rather brutal fight, but Kilowog is able to blast him away for a moment. Stell suggests that a squadron of Green Lanterns launch a strike force on Ranks himself, where they can neutralize him. Kilowog orders Stell, Chuthos, Vathsarn, Izamat Cole, and Sodom Yat to go. Aricia tries to get herself on the team, but is hit from behind by Arkillo. She is alive, but Kilowog is mad now. On Oa, the Guardians of the Universe debate the prophecy of the Blackest Night. Cord, Ranks, and the White Lobe are arranged against Mogo, and Sodom Yat is there as well. Ganthet asks if they are acting out of fear, but the Guardians quickly deny that they are. The Empire of Tears made the prophecy based on their laws at the time. The Guardians decide that if the Green Lanterns are capable of overcoming great fear, they must do so as well. It is time to rewrite the Book of Oa!
Sounds like a bad idea.
On Quard, the Lost Lanterns continue their search for Ion. They soon find Ion and his familiar jailer, the Anti-Monitor! So...
That was a ride.
Yes. So much going on. Kilowog and Arkillo going at it.
Sodom Yat, the ultimate Green Lantern.
And isn't the Book of O supposed to just, like, it doesn't change it, like, doesn't it describe actual events? So it's like, yeah, we're going to rewrite history.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad idea. Definitely.
They never learn.
No, they don't. You would think after billions of years that they would learn. Oh, well.
Is that the ultimate definition of insanity? Doing the same thing for billions of years and expecting different results? Yes.
Yep, I think so. But yeah, that is a really good issue. You know, it moved all the players around. You know, we got to see Soranik. We got to see Kilowog Arkillo. I thought was really, really well done.
Oh yeah.
Arisia, you know, trying to take care of Sodom Yat, and then we had our two buddies, you know, from Thanagar. And Ran.
Oh yeah, Izamat Cole.
Izamat,
yeah,
and I can't remember the other guy's name. But yeah, and Mogo and Bazit, and yeah, that's just a really well done. It balanced everything out. Everybody kind of got a moment against. This is all out war at this point.
I mean, look at the artwork on that. Like, it was a 2-page spread there. Did you see all that yellow and green just like sparking up?
And Ranks just having a major mat on for Guy Gardner.
Is Guy Gardner here? I want to kill Guy Gardner. That would have been funny. Don't tell Parallax not to kill him until I get there.
Yeah. Guy has that effect on people, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're getting more Arisia now. Remember, first couple appearances, it was just a little here, a little there. Yeah, we're getting more Arisia now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the Lost Lanterns are kind of taking not necessarily a starring role, but they're taking a much larger role during Sinestro Corps War.
But even too, it's like, I mean, I like Guy Gardner, but now that he's not in this book for like 2 seconds, we are able to spotlight more Kilowog, Arisia, and
even Salak to a point. He gets a moment or two.
And like the newer Lanterns, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is that Arkillo? Yeah, he's talking about the weak deserve their fate, and who cares about a few more dead? And Kilowog, who cares? I care.
He goes after him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was definitely a really good issue.
Mm-hmm. Rewriting the Book of Oa, yeah. And of course, yes, we end on the Anti-Monitor, so.
Yep. Now, the reading order I saw had the Tales of the Sinestro Corps Cyborg Superman next.
Huh. The way I read it, I read Green Lantern next, and then I did the Sinestro. I mean, it seems like it kind of works because spoilers, they're headed towards Earth, and then doesn't it seem like this in the Cyborg Superman issue that's it? It's either like the same time or it takes place maybe like after. So
yeah, that works.
All right, so jump to Green Lantern number 23. Open this here. All right, from November 2007. How do you like that cover? Your boy's all blinged out again.
With yellow rings this time.
That's right. It's the same team as Green Lantern 22. The Sinestro Corps War Broken Laws. In Coast City, late at night, Jim Jordan is looking over recently canceled insurance policies. Susan finds him outside, and Jim says that he's increasingly worried about the state of Coast City. There are only 15,000 people in the city, and businesses are drying up. Jim thinks that they should move back to Sacramento. Jane then runs out saying that she had a nightmare that Uncle Hal was going to kill someone.
This is not the same niece from the Spectre series.
Again, we never hear from her again, do we?
That's right.
On Quard, Lycia Drac battles Hal Jordan, Graf Torin, and Tomar 2, using change to hold them. Hal tells the others to release John and Guy from their bindings as he drops a green energy house on top of Lycia. However, this causes a breach into the factory where Cordian slaves are building rings and power batteries. The Cordian sweatshop.
Yep.
Although they may be slaves of Sinestro, they're still Cordians who hate the Green Lanterns. And Hal's power ring is down to 1% of energy. Fortunately, John and Guy arrive and make quick work of the Cordians. While John was captured, he was forced to relive the day Xanshi was destroyed, while Guy relived his father's abuse, his coma, and Ice's death. Hal still needs a weapon, so he goes for the only ones available, the Cordian power rings! On Oa, the Guardians of the Universe are debating with Ganthet and Sade about the rescue of Ion. Ganthet and Sade believe that Kal Rayner's rescue is of equal importance, but the Guardians believe that Ion is more valuable than any single lantern. They also know that the Earthmen will do as they always do, disobey orders and protect their own.
Well, they're not wrong.
The Guardians then announce that they must rewrite the Book of Oa at once. Ganthet opposes this, saying that it is madness. By this point, the Guardians have had enough with Ganthet and Sade. They're aware of their secret love for each other and are held guilty of violating the Guardians' highest role, that of acting on emotion. They are hereby banished from the Council of Guardians. On Quard, the Lost Lanterns are heading down a tunnel when they see a light ahead. They're going into the lights. They found Ion, but they've also found his jailer, the Anti-Monitor. Momentarily taken aback by his presence, Kihon orders Hanu and Boudica to rescue Ion while he and Lara attack, only for Kihon to be killed before he even finishes his sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Telling the others to cover their eyes, Hanu blasts the Anti-Monitor with his power ring. In the catacombs, Amon Sur leads a search party for the Green Lanterns. Suddenly, Hal Jordan attacks them with the Cordian rings, but it appears to be causing him considerable pain and effort. The other Lanterns join the fray, but Sinestro and Parallax soon arrive. Hal tries to attack them, but Sinestro merely takes the energy for himself, saying that Hal's time as Parallax allowed him to use the rings, but he does not understand how to manipulate fear. Fortunately, the Lost Lanterns burst through the floor, riding Ion. Unfortunately, the Anti-Monitor is following, and the Green Lanterns are forced to leave Kal behind. The Earth Lanterns are naturally surprised at the Anti-Monitor's presence, believing he had been killed during the crisis! While Graf assumes that something must have reignited the energy that he is composed of, Hal decides that if the Anti-Monitor is back, they're going to need the JLA's help to defeat him and head for Earth, while the Lost Lanterns take Ion back to Oa. Sinestro orders Parallax to scout ahead and orders Cyborg Superman to have the Manhunters move to the Yellow Lantern Central Power Battery onto War World. On Oa, the Guardians of the Universe emerge from the Citadel and address the Green Lantern Corps. They are aware of the limitations that the Green Lanterns have been facing and the magnitude of the threat the Sinestro Corps represents. Because of this, they have decided to add 10 new laws to the Book of Oa. Commandments, if you will. Okay. Announcing the first one to the Green Lanterns. As of this moment forward, the Green Lantern Corps is authorized to use lethal force against the Sinestro Corps. Traveling through space, Ganthet and Sade sense that the Sinestro Corps is gathering, but they do not seek to control the universe, but the multiverse itself. On Earth, the Green Lanterns try to contact the Justice League, but are interrupted with the announcement of lethal force. Guy then notices a light in the sky, and the Lanterns realize that the Sinestro Corps isn't targeting Oa. Their target is Earth! In the Jordans' apartment, they also see the lights. Assuming they're stars, Jane asks if she can make a wish. They soon have other problems. Parallax is there with them. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good issue. A really good issue.
It's like, man, 10 laws, and only the first one. The first one's already, hey, lethal force.
Yep. And just against Sinestro Corps members, though.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I'd forgotten about the 10 laws, because that plays out into, the creation of the Alpha Lanterns, that we're going to get after Sinestro Corps War. Yeah. And Ganthet and Saeed being expelled, lead to the Blue Lanterns.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, after Sinestro Corps War, because it ends at 25, but I didn't think Secret Origin started until like 29.
Yeah, no, there's hold on. I'm in the app. I know that, there is another arc. Might be the Alpha, is it the Alpha Lanterns? Hold on.
Maybe. I thought that was in Green Lantern Corps, though.
Sure, I'll look, but I don't think so. I think it might be in the regular Green Lantern book, but I will double check if I can find the darn series. Hold on. Green. Alright. No, I don't want Green Lantern Corps. Green Lantern. Why is it not bringing up that? Green Lantern Rebirth. Recharge. There we go. Alright, so yeah, Green Lantern. Yeah, the Sinestro Corps War ends at 25, 26. Yeah, part 1 of the Alpha Lanterns. Yep, 26.
Okay, cool. I forgot about that. All right, so we get Alpha Lanterns for 4 issues, and then I think it's 4 issues, and then we get 6 issues of Secret Origin, which kind of takes this, Secret Origin. So it's going to take us out of the current continuity and go back and retell. And I'm obviously biased, but it's going to give us what I think is the best origin story of Hal Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
There are things about Emerald Dawn that I liked, and then there are things about Emerald Dawn that I definitely don't like. So really, from the Green Lantern title itself standpoint, we have Sinestro Corps War. By the time it wraps up, we get 4 issues of the Alpha Lanterns.
3 issues of Alpha Lanterns.
3 Alpha Lanterns. Okay, 3 issues of Alpha Lanterns. Secret Origin for 6 issues, and then
I think it might be 7. 7 Secret Origin. Oh wait, or is it? Wait, I was saying part 5, but the cover's saying part 7. Hold on. I'll physically count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks like 7. Yeah,
7 issues of Secret Origin, and after that, we are on the train for Blackest Night. We have Rage of the Red Lanterns. We have Agent Orange. We have
lots of There's a bunch of prelude to Blackest Night issues. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's things are really speeding up toward the Blackest Night. And then we're going to get Brightest Day.
Yeah.
Now,
Blackest Night starts officially in issue 44. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Jeff Johns' run starts with Rebirth, and there's some pretty big story arcs in there that are important from a Green Lantern standpoint.
Mm.
We have Sinestro Corps War. We have Blackest Night. Brightest Day, not so much. But we get War of the Green Lanterns.
Mm.
And then we get Wrath of the First Lantern, which is his final, I think.
Maybe. I was going to say the last arc of this Green Lantern series is War of the Green Lanterns. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think he leaves Green Lantern, after the New 52 starts, he leaves Green Lantern, and then he comes back and has one big final story, which is, I think, Wrath of the First Lantern.
Might be.
So,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this story is one of those cornerstones that allows him to tell everything after this. Sinestro Corps War is just it was such a big deal at the time because it took the cosmic side of DC that had really been kind of, I feel like, ignored, for the most part, and really rejuvenated it. It put it on steroids and gamma rays and, gave it a shot of adrenaline, all at once because Sinestro Corps War was the biggest thing that was going on at the time. And it really kind of jettisoned, it kind of shoved and pushed Green Lantern into, one of those top 2-3 books at DC, up there with that guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh. What guy would that be?
Batman, my favorite character.
Yeah. Which is, a place that it would hold for, years and years. So, yeah, this Sinestro Corps War is important for a lot of reasons. One, it's just a great story. Two, I think it cemented John's approach to Green Lantern and the Green Lantern mythos. This is what I think I'm going to do, and people loved it. We're going to do more of it.
The emotional spectrum, the different color. That's he basically creates this new mythology. It's basically Mark Waid creating the Speed Force.
Yep, and he was so smart to use it because we already seen Yellow Ring before. Mm-hmm. We'd already seen the Star Sapphires before, right? So there you go. And we're going to throw on 5 other colors.
Oh, and then the scene in this issue when Hal's using the rings and the other, I think some of the Lost Lanterns he's using those rings, and the guy's like, I used Sinestro's ring for a while.
Yeah. Talks about what does the guy G on his shirt say?
Oh yeah.
It made him a little angrier, right? Yeah, you were picking fights with Alan Scott every day. That's what one of them says. Yeah.
I like that Jeff Johns is trying to say, oh, that's why Guy was so angry in the 90s, but he was angry before you put that yellow ring on.
That's true. And that goes back to the Guardians waking him up,
Head trauma
for Crisis, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I really like the Guy of, post Rebirth, even post Sinestro Corps were better than any version of Guy before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Again, he was the angry Lantern,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast. We just covered the Superman issues of the Legends crossover. I told the guys, we're not doing the Legends miniseries. That's too much, of that era Guy Gardner. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, we just can't do it.
Maybe if it was Justice League written by DeMatteis and them, and I was maybe, but nah.
Not just Legends, no.
No.
Don't blame you, man. Don't blame you.
All right, so should we get to the last one?
Let's get to the last one.
All right, I'll do the credits. Like I said, I have no synopsis, but Tales of the Sinestro Corps, Cyborg Superman #1, December 2007, Death of a Cyborg. Writer Alan Burnett, penciler Patrick Blaine, inker Jay Liston, colorist David Curiel, letterer Steve Wands, and editors Adam Schlagman and Eddie Bergantz. So I wonder if were these kind of tryout books maybe? Because
I don't know. I don't think the art on this issue was bad.
No,
I still think it was up to the snuff of the regular books. These were superstars were literally on Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps at this point. Patrick Gleason, you had Ivan Reyes, you had some great artists on the series. But the art it just wasn't up to their standards. And I think the coloring, because this was kind of a muddy looking dark book.
I
don't think the coloring helped the art. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good book. It's well written and the art's not bad. It stands out when compared against the other books that were coming out at the time as part of the, Sinestro Corps War.
Yeah. But this one, I just love that cover though, where Cyborg's, you see how in the background, but Cyborg Superman's holding Clark Kent up by that tie, almost like a noose, and he's Cyborg's trying to put them glasses on, his Clark Kent glasses on. But it opens up. He's sitting there, just
in the heart of War World as it speeds toward Earth, right?
Wearing a couple yellow rings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sinestro basically tells him to get the Manhunters ready. But yeah, Cyborg Superman's thinking again. All he wants is the Anti-Monitor to come through with that promise that let him die.
And we get a retelling of his origin and all of his appearances.
A fantastic retelling of his origin.
Yeah, I give it about a 4. No, but yeah, I mean these, and please correct me if I'm wrong because you're actually around this time frame in the Electric Mullet, but this was written by John Byrne, wasn't it, as a kind of a Fantastic Four homage?
No, I think it came later. Let me double check, but it might have been Dan Jurgens.
Oh, it may have been Dan Jurgens. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because it's a little later on. Because I know the issue. It's like Adventures of Superman 466. Yeah, let me just double check for you. I'll give you a year and stuff. If I could type, it would help. Yep, here we go. It was May 1990, and yes, it was Dan.
Post. Yeah. Yep, post John Byrne.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was Dan Jurgens, written and penciled by Dan Jurgens. Yes.
Nice.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I mean, friend of the show.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Nice. So, this was, the Superman books had a little bit of buzz pre-death of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the death of Superman exploded onto the airwaves.
Literally, I remember sitting there as a oh God, what was that? 92. I was like 14. I remember watching the news and I saw like some lady crying on the news, like, "My babies love Superman. No, they kill Superman." I was just like, oh God. Then they showed like lines coming out of the comic shops and stuff.
Yeah, and then I thought it was interesting that during the retelling of Henshaw's past, we see him wandering the universe. We don't see the whole post death of Superman where he's impersonating Superman, right?
Oh yeah.
They just kind of gloss over that, and he's like, "I found Mongol, and we decided to, nuke Coast City, and by golly, that's what we did."
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. Now, toward the end of this,
I mean, he's like, "Oh, I had to set, I wanted the whole universe to think it was Superman's fault, destroying Coast City and stuff." But yeah.
But it goes through his origin, and then I think his next appearance, where he tries to save his wife, but she commits suicide.
You know what? Some of these details, I swear, are off. I mean, just little details, but it's like they said they went to Star Labs. I think they went to Luthor, LexCorp.
Oh, gotcha.
But no, the wife committing suicide. I think that might have been later on because when he shows up to the wife originally, I think she's all freaking out. And he's like, because he's disrupting like electronics all over the planet, and he's like, and she can't stand the sight of me. And that's when he beams up because Superman had put his birthing matrix in orbit. So so Henshaw goes up there and creates like a little thing to travel the star. So yes, kids. So not only did he see his friends killed and stuff, and whether his wife died before or after, but now he's a disembodied consciousness traveling the universe. So and he can't die. So
yeah. That's not going to cause problems. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine.
This is after his body was just literally disintegrated. And yeah.
But then he gets to Earth and takes on, Manhunters attack the JLA, and Superman, of course, shows up. But he actually in the final page, I believe, has Superman in yellow energy chains, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, because he's fighting the Justice League. Then Superman shows up. Well, Sinestro and the Corps show up, but Cyborg's fighting Superman on Earth, and he puts him in chains at the end after he smacks him through the Statue of Liberty. Yeah. So kids, if you're not familiar with Cyborg Superman, he's basically evil Reed Richards.
Yeah, exactly. With Superman's body with mechanical parts.
Yeah, he basically can take over any mechanical. Yeah. His consciousness jumps from, constructs to he's I can't die. He's like, I've been blown up.
Well, and I find it interesting that after he, it has him blow up Coast City, we don't have that Parallax killed him, right? During the Silver Surfer Green Lantern crossover, which is still in continuity, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Well, at least it was pre-New 52. I don't know after New 52.
Yeah.
Maybe. But that's interesting because he's now working for the entity that Hal is possessed by,
yeah.
which is kind of weird.
They've
But I guess he just wants to die. So
yeah, no, he's just like Well, I mean, he's working for the Anti-Monitor. Basically, it's just like whatever, Parallax, but. Yeah, because I mean, he just craves death. Because there's even that scene where he goes to his. It's so weird. He goes to his wife's grave and just like digs up her body, and rips it in half. Yeah,
that was.
He's like, I don't even want you back. He's like, I don't want to bring you back. He's like, I just want an end to it all.
That was weird. The whole digging her. Yeah, that was weird.
Because I think is it this issue? I think he even says he's like, if it means like destroying the entire universe and making it nothingness to kill me, yeah, that's fine. Let's go with that.
Let's. I'm down. He's down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're ultimately left with JLA being defeated, the entire Sinestro Corps, if not the entire Sinestro Corps, the bulk of their forces on Earth or near Earth, with Hal and John and Guy on Earth.
Yes.
And Parallax on Earth, saying hi to Hal's family.
Yeah, because like you said, World with that yellow lantern is like hovering above Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The ante has been upped, right?
Yes. I will have my death. So, hope you enjoyed that one, kids.
Yep. That was, again, a good issue. Not up to the quality of the main Green Lantern titles, Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
But still, it was a good issue.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we're really rolling along here in the Corps, in the war.
Well, I mean, ultimately, we're at the halfway point, right?
Yeah,
Eight issues in, and we've got...
Yeah, because we've separated into 4 parts, so yeah, we're halfway.
4. You said 4, 4, 5, and 3, or 4, 4, 4, and 3? I can't remember. But...
It's like I think it's like 4, 4, 4, and 5 because the Secret Files and Origins that way out last week. But yeah,
gotcha. So like 18 total parts, and as much as the tales of the Sinestro Corps War kind of meander in and out of the story, they're still good, and certainly inform the motivations and the action from the Sinestro Corps War side. Why is the Anti-Monitor here? Why is Cyborg Superman here? Why is that brat Superboy here?
Yes. Speaking of, next episode, yes, we'll be covering Green Lantern Corps 16, Tales of the Sinestro Corps, Superboy Prime #1, Green Lantern 24, and Green Lantern Corps 17. So yeah, this time we covered 2 Green Lantern issues. Next time we'll cover 2 Green Lantern Corps issues.
Sweet, very sweet.
So yes, 3 good issues and a Superboy Prime, kids. So.
Because we love us some Superboy Prime.
I punched the wall,
and weird stuff happened.
Jason Todd woke up in his coffin. I love how they're like, people were like, "Oh, we know you brought him back from the Lazarus pit." No, it's nothing that obvious. It's like, I guess that wasn't obvious.
Superboy punched the wall of the universe.
Crystal wall.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I know.
We're just going to go with it.
We'll get into that next time. All right. Any final thoughts, William?
I think that's about it. Looking forward to more Sinestro Corps War.
Yep. All right, kids. So yeah, there's your homework for next week. And yeah, only 2 more weeks of Sinestro Corps War. So... All right, so send us all your thoughts. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the link to the Patreon. Join the Patreon elites. And yes, right now you can find all of Lilith Hellfire's drunken thoughts on Heroes Reborn from Marvel in the 90s, and... you will be surprised because her pick for least favorite is not the obvious one, kids. So.
Nice.
So find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right, Mr. Will Allred, master of the Sinestro Corps, master of the Quantum Zone, master of podcasting at Kickstarter Comics. Where can people find everything at all Will Allred?
You can find me at Wallred, that's at WALLRED, at Gmail and Facebook and Twitter or X or whatever the heck it is, at Blue Sky and other places that I've maybe forgotten that I set up. But if you'd like to check out the comics that I write, you can do that at, you can check out Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. We're going to be sending the files to the printer for our oversized hardcover, which is going to be shipping very soon, later this year, which will be cool. You can check out Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And you're here because obviously you have great taste, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as Phil and I. If you'd like to find out more about Quasar, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org. I'll put it in my navel.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
He goes limp in my grip.
I know he's waiting for it.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
That's so awesome.
You could say that with that teeny tiny Sinestro Corps member, just
yeah, Despitalis.
Yes.
I of course love Hal Jordan.
I do.
Steal that bastard Hal Jordan. He stole people's jewelry this time.
I know, right?
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us again. Come back next week for part 3 of the Sinestro Corps War. Green Lantern Corps 16 and 17, Green Lantern 24, and Tales of the Sinestro Corps, that little brat.
Boy Prime.
And then in 2 weeks, we wrap it all up.
In a nice yellow bow.
Oh, that's right. All right, kids. All I got to say is those Guardians, they must be Republicans, because why are they censoring books? Good night.
Nice.
Thank you.